And welcome everyone back to Yo Bro Nation, the Squared Circle podcast here on the Yo Bro Nation YouTube channel. And this is episode number 15. And of course, we are covering a barrage of topics today. We are talking, we're talking CM Punk. And, well, who was his favorite wrestler of the year 2020? We're talking about the Wrestlemania locations being revealed. We're talking Tama Tonga calling out Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. Interesting there. And who might Roman Reigns be facing at WrestleMania this year? Plus our weekly wrestling update. All of that coming up right here on the channel. Again, I am Zach, and well, welcome back to the channel. I better fix that. This is, again, yes, Squared Circle podcast, episode number 15. And, of course, this is now weekly. So we're talking all sorts of news topics. That's what I like to do. Going to try to keep it short today. I know last week I ran around 40, 45 minutes. I'm going to try to keep it under that. Busy day, lots to do. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to everyone. Big weekend, right? Big weekend coming. The NFC and AFC championship games are tomorrow. That's exciting, right? So, but let's go ahead. We're going to get into this, but first, before I do get into all that, the shirt. I don't know if anyone can see it. This is my new Brody Lee Exalted in Heaven shirt. So I just kind of want to talk about this real quick as a part of everything for the channel. Of course, Twitter, Facebook, both Yo Bro Nation, both are down in the links below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the like button. Share this video with your friends. So let's talk about some support real quick. I'm going to make this stuff quick. So, as of right now, all of the Exalted in Heaven shirts, everything on AEWshop.com, I believe, pertaining to Brody Lee, anything you buy, 100% of the proceeds will go to the family of Brody Lee. I purchased this. It was about $30 or so with shipping and all that stuff, but totally worth it. Does help his family as, he passed away, and the family's trying to just kind of rebound and grieve and get through everything. So definitely go ahead and order the shirt if you can. If you can't, just send your thoughts and your prayers, but don't be a douchebag about it. Speaking of support, a week from today, ladies and gentlemen, a week from today, my good friend and friend of the channel, Jake Capone, is competing for the first time in a long while since this pandemic happened. Next week, January 30th, the night before the Royal Rumble, doors will open at 6:30. Bell time will happen at 7:30 for Impact Pro Wrestling's Awakened. Of course, if you're in the Valparaiso area in Florida, go to the show. Remember, social distancing, all that stuff. But go check it out. Support our buddy there. Support Jake as he is chasing that world championship. Go support him. I know he will definitely appreciating it. Speaking of support, if you might be a booker, maybe you know a booker in the Florida, Georgia area, my buddy, he is taking bookings. Jake Capone, he is back. He is ready to start action. He's your future world champion, so if you really want him, book the man now, the Hitman Jake Capone. Email at thehitmanjakecapone.com or at gmail.com. You also find him on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, all at the Jake Capone. He is now accepting bookings, so go there, help the man out. He is the Hitman, and he will wreck your shit. But that is Jake. So go check, go support him. Go to the Facebook page for Impact Pro Wrestling. Just go help the man. He's been good in supporting the channel, making some of our designs. So, and you guys will also see him. I guess I can announce now for the Royal Rumble review. Jake will be on the channel with me for that. So let's go ahead and let's just get into the first topic, right? Let's get into this first topic. And topic number 1, let's talk Wrestlemania locations. It was announced this past week the new locations for the next 3 WrestleManias. Nice little skit with, Cena, Sasha, Roman and Heyman. You had Stephanie and Triple H playing fake newscasters. It was legit funny. I legit lost my shit. I thought it was hilarious. It was a funny little bit. If you can, it's on Twitter. It's on the WWE website. And I believe it's on their Facebook and their YouTube channel. So go check that out. But yeah, 3 locations announced for the next 3 years, starting with this year's WrestleMania. It will once again be at Raymond James Stadium for 2 nights again, April 10th and 11th. There is rumors that they might actually be maybe letting crowds. I've heard 15,000. I've heard up to 25,000. But according to Stephanie McMahon in her recent interview, it really is going to be going based upon what the NFL does with their Super Bowl, what their guidelines are, and they're kind of going to follow in line with that, which actually, if you really think about it, is probably a really good idea. Of course, the Super Bowl happening in a couple of weeks at Raymond James Stadium in Florida. Florida obviously having much looser guidelines when it's coming to all of this, so definitely entertaining to see how this is going to turn out for this year's WrestleMania. I'm not going to lie. 3-hour, plus the pre-show, but 3-hour shows again this year for 2 nights. It went really well last year. It made WrestleMania really good. And I'm not going to lie, when night 1 ended, you were like, shit, I'm ready for night 2. So I think that is definitely going to work in their favor this year. Plus, they won't be so restricted last year with the pre-recording and all that stuff. They'll be live, so I think this year will actually end up being better. Plus, if they have 5,000 fans, it's going to sound so much better. Watching, the football games this last week, listening to, I think it was in Buffalo, they had like 9,000 people, and it sounded so good. And that was outdoors, and I'm sure maybe they cranked up the sound a little bit, but it's still, just to hear real people, sounded so good. But hopefully, whether it's 5,000 or 25,000, I think it will be amazing, whatever they can do, selling pods and stuff. Will not go. I will not go this year. That is for sure. But let's talk about next year's. Next year, Sunday, April 1st? Oh, April 3rd, 2022. WrestleMania back at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. I wanted to go when that happened back in I feel it was 2017 or 2016. I was wanting to go to that, and I wasn't able to. I expect they'll have a lot more fans next year. Vaccines and everything will be out, so I'm definitely wanting to go see that. And I think that I don't think they'll do the 100,000 thing. They'll probably try to say, we're going to have 150,000 fans now. And then, of course, WrestleMania will finally go Hollywood on April 2nd, 2023 at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. So that's where you're going to have your next 2 WrestleManias. Can't really say much for the next 2, but definitely this year will be entertaining with it being a 2-night show again. And maybe, if it goes well this year, maybe they start just doing 2 nights from here on out, and I can definitely handle that. All right, gonna move on. CM Punk. Let's talk about it. CM Punk. And who did CM Punk think was the best wrestler of the year 2020? Well, your answer may actually surprise you. So this, I'm going to pull up this story. And of course, this is just CM Punk, but this is coming from Wrestling Inc. CM Punk names his favorite 2020 WWE wrestler. Earlier, CM Punk did a Q&A with fans on Twitter. During the Q&A, CM Punk revealed WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg as his favorite WWE wrestler in 2020. He called him the smartest man in the room. His full tweet was following Goldberg, smartest man in the room. And I'm just going to go ahead and read this tweet. Brienne at Bree Shanklin 20. I can't remember. Who is your favorite superstar in 2020? Player, coach, CM Punk. Goldberg, smartest man in the room. So Punk was also asked if he had been keeping up with wrestling lately. He replied he had not. That he works the nights that it's going. So, he picked Goldberg. And look, we all know. We all know all that was it's just him trolling. It's just CM Punk trolling us because he thinks it's funny. And let's be honest, it is funny. He didn't really think Goldberg was the best wrestler. Let's be real. That's just, you want to know who thinks was the best wrestler? Goldberg. I think that's more or less what it was. This is kind of like a non-news type story. But it was just funny, and I saw it, I was like, let me click on that. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to throw this up here anyways because I think it's funny. So, yeah, CM Punk thinks Goldberg. He was entertained with it too because it wasn't, hey, are you going to come back and wrestle? Is he going to wrestle? He's going to come back? We'll know when he decides. But yeah, CM Punk naming Goldberg his favorite wrestler of 2020. That's funny to me. I just think it's hilarious. I'm just going to move on. Story number 3. And story number 3 wasn't a story, but we're going to go ahead. Let's just kind of recap Hard to Kill that took place this past Saturday. It was pretty damn good. Big matches. I'm not going to go over the whole card. I'm just going to kind of hit some highlights of it real quick. Hard to Kill was a pretty damn entertaining show this past weekend, if you guys didn't catch it, especially with the main event and all the teasing about, will Moose turn? Is Moose going to screw his team because, Moose just does what Moose wants to do? It was damn good. It was a damn good main event. That 3-way for the X Division Championship was freaking awesome. Manic was able to retain and keep his championship. Even after being unmasked, but then he had the face paint, which you could tell it was TJP. No one's fooling anybody. You knew it was TJP, but, wrestling, kayfabe, just kind of suspend your disbelief for a little bit. So that was pretty damn good. Rosemary and Crazy Steve taking on Tennille Dashwood and Colic or whatever his name is with a K. That was an okay match. The women's match with Deonna Purrazzo and Tyra Valkyrie, really good match. Deonna Purrazzo keeping the championship. And then, of course, we find out on Impact this past week, Tyra Valkyrie arrested for shooting Johnny Bravo. So, hey, there you go. She's gone. The Barbed Wire Massacre, that thing was crazy, bloody, everything you would want. Big ups to Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan. That was bravo. It was great. And then, that main event was fantastic. Kenny Omega pinning the Impact World Champion was the absolute right thing to do. So I applaud them for that. But they are progressing. Moose is going to have a title opportunity to face the champ. Probably at No Surrender, which is coming up, and I have a story about that a little bit later. Really good show. I'm not going to touch on everything. If you did watch Hard to Kill, let me know in the comments below what was your favorite part, what did you enjoy, and just kind of let me know. I think it was a pretty good show. But let's talk about what happened this week. Let's talk about what happened this past week with our weekly wrestling update, where I'm going to talk about Raw, NXT, AEW Dynamite, and last week's SmackDown. So let's go ahead and let's. I guess we could kind of start getting into it, right? Yeah, let's do that. So let's talk about SmackDown last week. Now, the whole focus of last week's SmackDown was Adam Pearce signing the contract for his match at the Royal Rumble with Roman Reigns. And throughout the show, Roman was, kind of looked like he was bored. Even had a segment with Apollo Crews where he was giving him advice, which super awesome. I really want to see where that goes. And Apollo Crews is actually going to get a title shot. Got a title shot last night on SmackDown, which I'm recording this Friday afternoon, so I haven't watched it yet. But he wanted, the no DQ match was going to be done. He said no. He wanted last man standing. Adam Pearce signs the contract, but then says, oh, darn, bad knee, old injuries. His mic cut out, so you missed most of what he said, but he has Kevin Owens replacing him, so we are getting Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble a week from this Sunday. That's definitely going to be a much bigger match. Probably going to be the better match to oppose Goldberg and Drew. But yeah, Apollo Crews also won his match this week, defeating Sami Zayn, and then him and Big E got into it. Shinsuke Nakamura, apparently a face again, coming out to his old theme, his better theme. Got the clean victory over Jey Uso, and then Jey Uso complaining and getting into Charles Robinson's face. The Street Profits want their tag team titles back. They want the smoke. That's going to be a thing. Ding Dong, hello, premiered this week. Bayley and Bianca Belair carrying on their feud, so that was kind of good. Daniel Bryan losing to Cesaro clean, so both Cesaro and Nakamura getting clean victories in the same night. Thank you, let's do that again. But that was SmackDown in a nutshell this past week. I enjoyed it. Let's move to Raw. Raw, Drew McIntyre is still in COVID, but he's feeling better. Raw was plotting this week. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember half of what happened. No Keith Lee, no Sheamus. They had the worst part was the dirt sheet segment with The Miz and Morrison having Gilberg and Drew McIntyre, who was played by an actor who I know but can't think of his name, with his ass hanging out. That just sucked so bad. So bad. We did have a pretty good match, though, with AJ Styles and Ricochet. And, hey, I guess if you're not preferential treatment, you have to qualify to get in the Rumble. Ricochet having to defeat AJ Styles if he wanted to get in, of course. Amos scared him. He lost. Xavier Woods and the whole Retribution storyline continued this week. So that was meh. That was okay. I did like, though, Mustafa Ali tying in what happened at WrestleMania a couple years ago with him losing his spot at the Elimination Chamber and Kofi going on and how he's hoping Kofi misses WrestleMania this year because of that. But there were two segments particularly that were really good. Raw was Raw. No one really cares, right? But there were two segments particular that were actually really good. The first was Randy Orton's promo to start the show. Bad makeup aside, him wearing the burn mask, talking about how it's unleashed this part of him and he's going to take the pain and he's going to use that to win the Rumble. Like a really fantastic promo. Go to the WWE website, watch it. It was pretty good. You guys go to their YouTube. And then start of the Alexa Bliss stuff with Asuka, not a fan of. I don't know what they were trying to have Asuka convey, and I really didn't like it. But going into the match and then the switch mid-match of like her Fiend-like character, I really enjoyed that. But, the whole freaking Alexa's Playground, that segment, I don't know what they were doing with Asuka. Poor Asuka's just kind of being wasted. But overall, the Alexa Bliss stuff, I really did enjoy. So let's move to Wednesday. Let's talk NXT. We had more of the Dusty Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. We started the women's tournament. Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro, they beat Tony Storm and Mercedes Martinez in the first of the women's matches in the first round. We had more advancements. The Way lost to... Who'd the Way lose to? I done forgot. But the Way were defeated. Imperium got defeated by Lucha House Party to advance in the tournament. There was a change in the tournament because of an incident that happened this week. Actually, Karrion Kross destroyed Isaiah Swerve Scott and his partner. So they're not going to be in the tournament. So they are being replaced, which I will talk about that here in a bit. But so that changed. Finn Balor, he wants a piece of Pete Dunne, but he doesn't necessarily want to do it with anyone else. He wants to face Jesus Christ. He wants to I can't think. Oh, he wants to face Danny Burke and Oney Lorcan. He wants to face them first, but he has to have a partner, so he found a partner. It's going to be Kyle O'Reilly, so they're going to face them, I believe, next week in a match. That should be pretty entertaining. We did get development in that women's tournament match with Io Shirai attacking Mercedes Martinez, so I think going into the TakeOver next month, that's probably going to be the next matchup. Want to see that. Oh, yeah. It was Kushida. And who the fuck was Kushida's partner? Leon Ruff. Leon Ruff and Kushida. So that was pretty good. But that was basically NXT. Otherwise, not a ton happened. Bronson Reed beat Tyler Rust. There you go. Dynamite. A lot of tag team matches. Freaking Don Callis trying to pay off the Young Bucks to not be Kenny's friends no more. That was the big story angle for that this week. We know we're getting a 6-man tag in 2 weeks at Beach Bash. That should be interesting. That should be a good match. The Good Brothers take on 2 members of the Death Triangle. I believe it's Pac and Ray Phoenix. And they're going to have John Moxley as their partner. So Kenny and them are going to do that. So Dynamite was good. Good promos. We build more with the Inner Circle this week. That was good. Private Party gone full-on heel this week. So I'm looking forward to seeing that development. But that was pretty much like the high notes of most of these shows. And if I did miss something, let me know down in the comments below. I'll gladly, fix it and go back. So, all right, let's move on to story. Let's go on to our 5th story. All right, we're going to move on. So we're talking AEW. And yes, I did not mention Sting and Darby Allin for a reason. We're going to get to that. But let's talk AEW with Revolution, which is currently scheduled for Saturday, February 27th. But will it stay there? That is the question. But according to sources, that may not be where it stays. So, according to WrestlingNews.co, AEW Revolution pay-per-view is being moved to a different date. The original plan for AEW Revolution pay-per-view was for the show to happen on Saturday, February 27th, but the date has changed. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, this probably explains why there was no date mentioned when they announced the first match for the show. Dave Meltzer reports that Saturday, March 6th, or Sunday, March 7th, have been floated as a possible date for the show. The reason why the show is being moved is that they would go against Jake Paul pay-per-view, which is expected to draw big numbers. Jake Paul, Jesus, really? Which means that the odds of the show happening are shrinking, but presumably AEW wants to avoid that date in case the show ends up happening. It's announced on Thursday at Revolution, and I'm going to go into that story. First off, before I get into the next story, I do want to talk about the whole changing of the dates. If they change the dates, they change the dates. Like, it's really not a big deal. Hopefully they announce it soon, because the pay-per-view is a little more than a month away at this point. So you definitely, since you're starting to build, you want to say, hey, we're changing the date, or no, it's going to stay where it is. So curious to see what they do. I guess we'll find out once we get there, and we'll know for sure. Moving on to my 6th story, which ties into Revolution, even though the date's not totally set. But AEW Revolution, is Sting returning to the ring? Well, let's find out. It is being reported, and we will get to this, but it is being reported, excuse me, my throat's kind of dry, according to WrestlingNews.co, that Sting's first AEW match is set for Revolution's pay-per-view. A big tag team match has just been announced for the AEW Revolution pay-per-view. As seen on this week's AEW Dynamite, Sting and Darby Allin accepted Team Taz's, Ricky Starks and Brian Cage's, challenge for a street fight. That segment was a little bit ridiculous. Taz, though, is sick on the mic. The match will take place Saturday, February 27th. Maybe. It will be Sting's first match since signing with AEW. It's not clear yet if this will be a cinematic match or not, or if the match will air live as a typical street fight at the end view that includes weapons. So, yeah. That's pretty big, right? You have to think. Sting is competing in his first AEW match. His first match since he faced Seth Rollins in 2015 at Night of Champions. And he hurt his neck and retired and then went to the Hall of Fame. So I am more than ready to, be a part of this match or to see this match. It will be damn good. I am curious, are they going to do this cinematically? Because the man did retire due to neck injuries. So, he's not going to be 100%. So when, you hear, oh, he's going to have a match, that's pretty entertaining. But then you also go back to, oh, but wait, he hasn't had a match because he damn near broke his neck. That's not good either. That's not good at all. It does leave you to wonder, okay, is Sting even going to be good to do this? Now, I think doing a cinematic match would be best because you could work around his limitations. And at some point, if you're really going to wrestle, you're going to have it. But I wouldn't rush that. I'd do a cinematic match with them. But I don't know how you do a cinematic match that's a street fight unless you're literally going to be in the streets filming. And if that's the case, they're probably going to film that rather soon so they have time to edit it. So if you start hearing rumors of them shooting this match, of course I'll report that and I'll let people know. But as of right now, we're not really sure. We don't even know the date of this pay-per-view yet. But according to the article, it's still going to be the 27th. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Are you excited about Sting having another match? Are you worried about Sting having another match? If so, do you want it to be cinematic? Did you prefer if they just did a regular street fight where, maybe Sting doesn't do a whole lot, doesn't take no bumps, which would probably make some people mad. And also, do you even care about the date change, if it even happens? Let me know down in the comments below, and just let me know your thoughts. I'm definitely interested to hear that. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see Sting in the ring again. I don't think he needs to wrestle, but maybe once every quarter when they do their pay-per-views. Other than that, just let him come on TV occasionally, cut a promo, and look all dark and mysterious. Let's move on to story number 7. In story number 7, this is fun. This kind of ties into AEW as we do their block. But Impact presents No Surrender. That has been announced for Saturday, February 23rd. And in fact, a match has already already been announced, and that is as a result of what happened on Impact this past week when Matt Hardy, Tony Khan, Jerry Lynn, and Private Party invaded Impact Wrestling. So this will be fun, right? So it was announced on Thursday, Impact Wrestling not only confirmed that they would be holding its No Surrender special next month, but also the first match for it. The promotion revealed that AEW stars Private Party, Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy, will be getting their Impact Tag Team title shot as they will challenge the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, for the straps. This special takes place on Saturday, February 13th, and will air on Impact's streaming service, Impact Plus. Of course, Private Party won the number one contendership, beating Chris Sabin and also the guy who returned, and I didn't make this a story because I knew I'd be talking about it here, but James Storm is back, and he is back in Impact. I guess maybe his deal with NWA ended, or just NWA is letting him out. I'm not sure. It's not really talked about here. But they won that match in the main event, of course, with a little bit of help from Big Money Matt, who came in and just kind of made it known like, hey, I saved this damn company. You wouldn't even have a job. So, interesting match. It's the second match with them crossing over on a pay-per-view. Good Brothers now facing Private Party, who, like I said, have gone full-on heel, and is for the tag team titles. I think this is going to be a damn... oh, God. Sorry, got distracted. But it's going to be... I'm excited. I can't wait to see this. I may have to watch this pay-per-view. But damn, that's a lot of shows in February. Takeover, Elimination Chamber. God, that'd be 4 shows in a month. I don't know if I can do 4 shows in a month. I may have to just choose 1 or 2 and skip the other one. So, but yeah, just let me know in the comments what you guys think. Pretty exciting news. It should be a really great match. I'm definitely excited to see it. But let's move on. Does this Hall of Famer want to have another match? Would you even be interested in Alundra Blayze, Medusa, having another match? Well, is she going to do it? Well, according to this article, she definitely wants another match. So, Wrestling News, or WrestlingInc.com, has reported as of yesterday, Alundra Blayze, a.k.a. Medusa, took to Twitter to ask WWE about having a retirement match in the near future. Okay, let's see what's this. The WWE Hall of Famer tweeted, well, you know what? One can only scream at the top of the mountain for so long and so loud. When are you going to give one of your golden era Hall of Famers a freaking retirement match? Just putting it out there. After this, I'm done. I mean, I'm really not getting any younger. Alundra asked the question after WWE posted about one superstar fans would be happy to see this year's Royal Rumble. WWE tweeted, who's the one superstar you would love to see show up in one of this year's Royal Rumble matches? Alundra Blayze was inducted to the Hall of Fame in 2015. She was a 3-time women's champ, while in WCW, Medusa was the first woman to win the Cruiserweight title, blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, she posted her tweet. So, I don't really have much to say here, considering, I mean, you just, I mean, Alundra Blayze, I'm sure she's in great shape. If you see in the picture, she's in fantastic shape. But I'm not interested in seeing her wrestle outside of maybe a Rumble appearance. I'm. There's no point. WWE's probably not going to do this. She was a golden era superstar at a time when they did not value their women's division at all. So, hell, the women had less screen time then than they've had recently. So, I'm not saying she was bad. But outside of those, and what did she really do? Who would she face? Charlotte Flair? Here, let's feed you to Charlotte? I'm just personally not interested. And I don't really have nothing else I need to say. I'm just not interested. If you guys are, let me down. Let me know down in the comments below. Let me down easy. But I'm just not interested. I don't know. Maybe I'm an asshole. I don't know. I'm just going to move on. So, big change. Big change to the Dusty Rhodes Classic. Like I said, Isaiah Swerve Scott and Adonis were removed from this tournament because of what Karrion Kross did this past week on NXT. So they have been replaced. But who were they replaced by? Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher are now going to compete on 205 Live this week in, I believe it's the final first round match of the tournament on Friday. So, damn, I forgot to look who they're fucking facing. But they are competing this week in the tournament, so that automatically is like a bracket buster, right? Ciampa and Thatcher, they just got done having that pit fight this week on NXT, which was amazing. Which Thatcher went over. They are 1-1 against each other. I promise you they're going to have a third match. This is probably going to be one of the, and a lot of people were hoping Drake Maverick and Killian Dane would win. I wouldn't be shocked if that's not the finals. I'd have to look at the brackets and see where they're at. But I think I have a new favorite in this tournament now. And I'm probably going to have to go with Thatcher and Ciampa. I will probably say they're my favorite. They're probably going to win. I don't think they should. I don't think you should put them in this tournament and use this tournament to push their story forward. I think this tournament should be a vehicle to put another team over. If you want to use it to help with their story, but not make it the whole story, that's fine to me. But I am a little worried if that's what they're going to do. Like, oh, we'll throw them in the tournament and we'll build the tournament around their story. Don't do that. You can build it within a match, maybe 2 matches. They can get through the first round, get into the semifinals, and maybe they lose in the semifinals, and you can push them to having another match at TakeOver again. Don't make it the finals. They don't need to be in the finals of this tournament. They don't. So I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not what they end up doing. I really, really do hope. So, I don't know. You guys let me know. Are you excited with them being in this tournament? I think they'll definitely make it around past that first round. We just have to wait, and we have to see. So, let's move on, shall we? Let's just move on. Tama Tonga. He's in the news. And for good reason, from what I can tell. Does Tama Tonga have an issue with what Kenny and the Good Brothers are doing? Well, we're definitely about to read and find out, aren't we? WrestlingInc.co. Tama Tonga calls out Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers for a Bullet Club reunion. Let me get a quick drink here. Drink some of the tea while I spill it. Many wrestling fans were stoked to see a Bullet Club reunion with Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and the Good Brothers throwing up the Too Sweet symbol on AEW Dynamite. The trio of Omega and the Good Brothers then took part of a 6-man tag at Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill as a part of the AEW Impact partnership. But one person who wasn't thrilled, and I can kind of see why, to see this reunion is founding Bullet Club member Tama Tonga. He called out Omega and the Good Brothers for being part of a bootleg club on his Tama's Island podcast. If I was Dave Meltzer, I would have given this shirt 5 stars and Kenny Omega 2 stars because his tan was more orange than a damn pumpkin. Oh shit. Who taught you how to tan, bro? Damn, you need to stop using that maple syrup as tanning because that's not it. Bro, that's not it, said Tama Tonga. And let me tell you something. Carl Anderson, nice sweatshirt. I like it. I'll give you props because you're an OG, but I'm going to correct everybody that's been saying, oh, he's an OG, and y'all are fucking crazy. Y'all are fucking out of your mind. You haven't been in this group for 5 fucking years, bro. You've gone on to greener pastures, and you don't have to say no more. Oh, hell, this is moving on me. And you don't have to say no more in the Bullet Club. You were no longer you no longer claim Bullet Club. You were the OC. You were Bulletproof. You were Bullet Brigade. You were the Bullet Nobody Cares. You were this. You were that. How many god effing times are you gonna try, dog? It ain't gonna work. When you ain't got the heart and soul, it ain't. It's just bullshit. Henderson Gallows departed the Bullet Club in New Japan in 2016 to join WWE, and then Omega departed 2 years later to form AEW. Thus, the three didn't leave the stable on the best of terms, and they were essentially kicked out by the remaining members. Tonga says that the reunion would have been great if it had taken place back in Japan, but it didn't. The reunion made no sense for the 3 people who were originally kicked out of the group. It would have been gravy, all gravy if y'all had come back to Japan. There would have been a big-ass reunion. I would have thrown a party. I would have gotten like 900 sponsors all over the place. We would have thrown everything. I would have thrown out everything for these guys. And you sold out to one team that we kicked out, and you're gonna have a reunion with you guys that got kicked out. What kind of shit is that, bro? What kind of shit is that? That's the dumbest, stupidest shit I've ever heard, bro. He says this a lot. Y'all can't get any dumber than that, but I suspected you guys play the stupid card. Come on. You can do better than that, Carl Smanderson and Luke Smollows. Come on, man. He goes on to say, once a sellout, always a sellout. Never forget that. They're always about that quick buck and whoring off. Knowing the right time to pull the trigger, you guys are a bunch of click, 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 no bang, nothing. The too sweet, her around the world, fuck all that nonsense, the stupid ass fuckery. That shit is whack anyways. We've done moved on. And he keeps going, and he just keeps throwing barbs. Heavy barbs at these guys. He is showing these guys no mercy. I'm not going to lie. Seeing them show up at that show, Hard to Kill with the Bullet Club gear on, I was a little like, wait a second, isn't Bullet Club New Japan? Isn't that a New Japan exclusive thing, or is there like some sort of copyright or something? Would they have some sort of legality where they can use that? I don't know, but it did have a lot of people in the community like, oh, wait, they are Bullet Club, but they're not associated with the rest of Bullet Club. I mean, it was brand new shirts, good badass shirts. I want the shirts, no doubt. Hopefully they show up at Hot Topic soon, and I can just go buy one. But I don't know. Definitely interesting. Not sure. Will this lead to anything else, or is it just going to be a lot of back and forth talk? I don't know. We'll see. Want to see how this develops. I mean, I can't completely disagree with Tama Tonga and how he feels. Like, they did leave. They did leave the group, and now they're reunions from 2 companies, and they're using the Bullet Club name again, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it, but clearly he does. And I guess we just kind of sit and wait and see where this story leads and what he decides to do. But personally, I ain't got a problem with it. I think it's fine. So, but this is between all of them, clearly. But what do you think? That's my question of the day. What are your opinions on the whole Bullet Club thing, if you even care? Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think? So let's jump into it. Final story. The big story of my day. Who is Roman Reigns facing at WrestleMania? My God, this has been like the story for months. People talking about The Rock. People talking about Goldberg. Some people have even mentioned Brock Lesnar, Daniel Bryan, Big E. But who? is he facing? Well, Big E may have revealed that information. Who is the tribal chief, the head of the table, gonna face? Let's see. So, Big E admits part-timer will likely face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. During his recent appearance on Busted Open Radio, Intercontinental Champion Big E spoke about his chances of headlining WrestleMania this year and why he potentially could be overlooked for a part-timer to face Roman in the main event. I don't think, first off, Big E should be in the main event of Mania yet, but I'll digress for the moment. Big E was candid in admitting that the only way he can get an opportunity to face Roman is if WWE Brass is unable to find big money superstars to take the coveted spot of facing the tribal chief at the biggest show of the year. You know how it is, admitted Big E. They're going through a list of big part-timers, big names, and big money guys who worked once a year. They're going to go through that list, and if they can't get all those guys booked for Roman's spot at WrestleMania, then it's kind of like, now who do we look to work here on a weekly basis and who actually has been grinding, and now maybe we can give them an opportunity. Oh, he doesn't sound very happy, and then that was pretty much it. So, yeah, Big E doesn't really reveal shit, but clearly we more or less kind of know what's probably going to be the case. Now, like I said, rumors from Goldberg, who I definitely don't. He's already going for the WWE title. What sense would that make to have him go for the WWE title to then jump for the Universal title in the same year? I guess if Roman wins in like 30 seconds, 2 spears and and he chokes him out, cool. I'm cool with that. That doesn't make no sense to me. I'm all for Big E facing Roman Reigns, but I think hold off till SummerSlam. Just wait till SummerSlam. That's all you need to do. Just wait that little bit of time. Just till SummerSlam, right? Brock Lesnar don't even have a deal. I don't think they're going to throw Brock onto SmackDown. So the people who've kind of thrown that rumor out there, I think you should just give that up. I don't think that's going to happen, nor will that ever be the case. And then you have The Rock, which is, as far as part-timers go, that's the guy most people are wanting to face Roman Reigns, but that's probably not going to be a match for the Universal title, and that's probably not going to happen. And if it does, it's probably not going to happen for 2 more years until we get to Hollywood for WrestleMania. Plus, you have to get The Rock to clear schedule, and then you look at that, shit, The Rock is not getting any younger. The man's in his 40s. He's going to keep getting older. So, you know, injuries are going to happen, insurance claims, stuff that he's got to jump through to get done. I don't think Rock and Reigns will ever happen. I don't think you'll ever see The Rock compete again unless it's like a 20-second squash match. Which you're not going to do with Roman Reigns. You're just not. So, I am on board with what a lot of other people have been saying. I think Daniel Bryan is the right choice. But according to Big E, that probably is just, it's probably not. It's probably going to end up being Goldberg. We'll get through Elimination Chamber when we'll crown the next number 1 contender for whatever. And then somehow Goldberg's going to be put into the spot. Hell, I wouldn't be shocked if Goldberg don't show up on SmackDown after the Rumble and go straight for him and we just have it as a match. Maybe Goldberg gets thrown in the chamber. Doubtful. I don't know what they do. But I am lobbying for Daniel Bryan. I'm not saying Bryan even has to win, but he definitely needs to be inserted into that title match at Mania. And let that be your main event. I don't know what you do with Drew. I think you do something with Keith Lee and Sheamus. That's what I think you do. But outside of that, I don't know. I honest to God don't know what to do. it's curious. It is curious. I am interested in seeing what they do decide to do, but who knows? But I'm going to call it a day, guys. I got to get going. So, yeah, I'm cutting this short. My thoughts short. I'm sure I'll talk more about this come the Rumble. Preview predictions or even on the pay-per-view. So, let me go, guys, know down in the comments, who do you want to see Roman Reigns face at WrestleMania? Comment below. Let me know. Remember, like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Let your friends know. But that's going to do it for me, guys. So, as always, it's a crazy world, but enjoy your life the best you can. So stay safe, stay healthy, and above all else, join the nation. I'll talk to you all later. Yo Bro Nation! Join us at TeePublic.com/YoBroNation for all new merch lineup like the Recess Still Ain't Old, the Yo Bro Nation Entertainment t-shirt, the Sidekick Susie Stranger Things shirt. It's a pretty sweet shirt. The Yo Bro Nation swirly shirt. How about I Love Yo Face Sidekick Susie t-shirt? Ooh. Or the Rainbow Sidekick Susie shirt. Yeah. Also, this exclusive limited time offer, we got a Forever Serenity special sale! Look at that. Ain't that pretty cool? I think it's pretty awesome. Hope for Ambi special sale. Help support a friend who really needs the help. 3 different t-shirt designs. We got the Hope for Ambi Black Angel t-shirt. The Hope for Ambi Do You Want to Beat Up Cancer t-shirt. Wow, that's pretty nice. So yes, shop with us now at TeePublic.com/YoBroNation. Get all your shirts. Stay safe, stay healthy, and above else, join the nation.